gnocchis with chorizo and poblano sauce. Yeah, we're gonna get a couple of Italians upset here. So to start this dish, we're gonna need some poblano peppers. As you can see here, these are pretty dark. They've been in my fridge for a couple of days, but nonetheless, they're good for what we're gonna use them for. And for that, we're gonna need our stove top. So we're gonna turn on our stove top. We're gonna turn on the ranges, and we're gonna set the peppers right above the flame. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to char them as evenly as possible. So that means that you're going to have to be turning them every few seconds just to kind of make sure that they're evenly charred. Once they look similar to this, you can go ahead and just put them inside a pot with a lid or a pan with a lid or some kind of a bag the way we do it. But once you have them there, we're essentially going to make them sweat a little bit. So once they've been sweating for a couple minutes, you're going to go ahead and remove them so they'll be nice and soft now, and you'll be able to scrape the skin with a spoon. So we're going to scrape as much as possible. You're not going to be able to get everything off. It's a task that's one of those tasks where you're not going to be perfect at it. And then don't worry about the end of the pepper with the stem. That part we're going to remove it. So this is how we're going to do that. So basically we're going to sit the pepper on its side, and we're going to kind of cut off the side just to expose the pod with all the seeds. Now the seeds are not spicy. This pepper, it's not spicy, so you could just kind of maneuver around the pod and slice and turn as you go. Once we do that, we're just gonna remove the remaining seeds from the pepper. Like I said, try not, you don't have to be perfect. A couple seeds won't hurt anybody. It's not spicy, so you'll do fine. Once you have that, we're gonna transfer that onto a blender. We're gonna add all the peppers in there, and we're also gonna add 2 or 3 heaping spoons of sour cream. And then we're gonna add some salt and some jalapenos a little bit for kick and brightness. As you can see here, the color is not as bright as I'd like it to be. That's because the peppers were a little too ripe. So now for the potatoes, we're gonna need some russet potatoes. We're gonna go ahead and poke holes on them just so that we can avoid the potatoes from exploding. Trust me, in the 15 years that I've been cooking, both at home and professionally, I've never seen a potato explode, so don't worry about that. We're gonna put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. When they're nice and done, soft and fork tender, we're gonna go ahead and take them out. Don't do what I did here. I just pulled them straight from the sheet pan. They're pretty hot. As you can see here, they're piping hot. But my fingers don't feel anything anymore, so I was okay. So to scoop everything out, I use a spoon. It seems to be the easiest. I've never done it any other way. Some people like to squeeze a potato, which is fine, but I find that you kind of leave some stuff behind. So, I tried it, but I went back to my spoon. So we're going to do that to all the potatoes. And we're also going to kind of let it sit on the cutting board just to kind of cool down a little bit, because we are going to add 1 egg yolk to this pile of potatoes. And then we're going to work with about 2 to 2.5 cups of flour. We're not going to use it all at once. We're going to add it as we go. But to begin, I'm adding about 1/4 to 1/2 cup maybe. And I'm not using a ricer, just so that you can see that you can do it without a ricer. I'm using bench scraper. This honestly took me no more than 5-6 minutes. Once I got it to this consistency, I decided to try with the fork, because I'm pretty sure it was gonna work with the fork, because all you're doing is just mashing it. You can do it with a potato smasher if you'd like. Once you get it to this consistency, you could try the fork the way I did. What we're doing here, we're trying to get it to a pasta-like consistency. So once you get to that point, we're gonna be adding a little bit of flour as you go, and we're gonna flour the cutting board as well, so that we could roll the potato. And the thickness and the size of that is going to be up to you. So once you get it to pretty much a dough consistency, you're going to knead it for a couple minutes, and we're going to roll it to the thickness that you desire. For me, this is fine. Just going to go ahead and cut it evenly. Once we cut it, we're going to add a little bit more flour, and then I'm going to roll it in the back of a fork just to kind of get that little, those little channels on there. Honestly, for me, it's just aesthetic reasons. I'm not doing it in a sauce. I'm not coating them in a sauce, so it doesn't really matter. So the way you cut them, they would work just fine. So we're gonna put them in a pot of hot boiling water. We're gonna add some salt, and once the water is at the right temp, we're gonna add them. The gnocchi will tell you when they're ready. So in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and get some pork butter, aka lard, and we're gonna add the chorizo to that once the lard is pretty much hot. There you go. And then we're gonna flatten out the chorizo just so that the heat doesn't take too long to transfer all the way through the meat, and make sure it cooks evenly and perfectly, kind of like so. There you have it. Once you have the chorizo this way, we're gonna go ahead and add the gnocchis that are now floating at the top. That tells you that they're nice and ready. So we're gonna add the gnocchis to the chorizo. Don't be scared or worried if some of the pasta water or some of the potato water gets in there. It actually kind of helps a little bit. So once they're like that, we're gonna add a little bit more salt. We're always layering, and then on the plate, we're gonna go ahead and place the sauce that we made earlier, and then add the gnocchis and chorizos right on top. This is perfect for breakfast. You can even do a sunny side egg on top of this. I'm pretty sure that would work just fine. Instead of grating some Parmigiano Reggiano, I'm gonna go ahead and just grate some cotija. Come on, look at that beauty. So there you have it, some gnocchi with chorizo and poblano sauce. I mean, come on, look at that.